What's going on, kids? It's your favorite uncle, and we will be having an open and honest conversation about one of my favorite topics, fitness. And what better than to invite one of my good friends who's educated in this topic, who been doing it for a while on an elite level, and sometimes put your own uncle to shame, one of my good friends. And I mean, she be putting in that work. How you doing today, love?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm always great. My first question, as always, how's your mental health?
It's pretty good. I'm hanging in there with the holidays and the economy, so as everyone else.
Hey, man, at this point, you just get what you get. It may be a $25 gift card. You better make it work.
Right, exactly.
Now, please refresh my memory. How long have you been into health and fitness, and how did your journey start?
Oh wow. It's been years actually. It initially started with weight loss. I just wanted to lose weight pretty much, and Um, in order to do so, of course, I had to get on a strict diet, but that was since senior year of high school. And then going into college, of course, the diet doesn't always work forever. So I realized that I had to start moving. So I hired a trainer as far as the lifting part goes. And she taught me everything I need to know. She actually used to compete way back in the day. So yeah, she's very good at what she does. So I hired her and she trained me, the basics. And from there, I just started doing my own little thing of lifting weights and stuff. Then I started gaining interest in cycling, where I earned medals for that, doing a lot of cycle races and stuff, outdoor cycle races. And then I got into to Spartan. I started doing Spartan, which is, the obstacle course. So I did about 3 of those. So anything fitness related I was into, any high activity. I also did marathons. I had a partner in that too. So I did a lot of training for marathons. I did a lot of running. It was a point in time I was doing a lot of cardio. And then finally, those things started to get boring. So I ventured off into basic bodybuilding, like powerlifting and stuff like that. So, but I was having a hard time. I was stuck in that whole yo-yo diet, like every other female when they're in fitness. Your weight goes up and down. You don't know what the proper diet is. So had a friend who had a nutritionist, Winston Gray. He introduced me to him, and I got with him to do my nutrition. And it was history from there. I mean, me and him been together since 2015, off and on. I recently just got back on because I want to compete this summer. The last time I was on stage was 2018. So he got me to get on stage. He convinced me, and he felt like, I was ready for that. So in 2018, 3 years later, after I was with him, I decided to compete, and I competed in 2 shows. I placed fourth place in my first show for true novice category, as a figure competitor. And then the next show in Virginia, I placed fifth in the top five, for the age category, which was 35 and plus. And the overall, I placed top six. So that was pretty good, but I wish I did better. I wish I did another show right after that. Usually, when you feel like you didn't place in the best place, you want to do another show. So that's going to be the goal this summer. If I don't place where I want to place, at least in the third place, I'm gonna just go ahead and do another show like a week later. Because there's a lot of shows in June and in the summer. They always have back-to-back shows going on. So wherever I gotta go, I gotta go. So that's the plan. So now he has taken over my bodybuilding part and my weightlifting part. He controls that as well now. So hopefully this is gonna be a whole different look. I'll be much bigger than what I was in 2020 because I did try to do one in 2020, but COVID happened and my show was canceled. So yeah, that's how it all started.
Now, is the ultimate goal to go pro, or is it just to show the world that you can accomplish this long-term goal?
Show the world. I mean, it would be nice to go pro. It would be nice to get my pro card. That is a end goal. Hopefully this year, next year, because I do plan on just keep doing it. Because I'm single, with no kids, so why not? I have the time available, so why not do it?
Okay. Now, my next question is, how do you really feel about the world of female bodybuilding? Because it can be very tasking over there, and and it does get a little weird. So, how do you feel about the female bodybuilding and the world that you have to live in now,
Um, it
especially
it
for a
is,
woman when everyone is judging what your body looks like?
yeah. I mean, to each his own when it comes to that. I don't know, because that's why there's different categories. Because all women are not the same. Same thing with men, though. I mean, all our shape. We're under different body shapes. We have different body shapes. So you can't really put us all in one category. My only issue is, people using steroids or whatnot, how it affects the female reproductive system. So, that's a major sacrifice that people make. I don't feel like I want to go that far. Like, to get to Olympia, to be honest, that's just my attitude about it. I don't want to speak bad, but I just feel like that's the only way a girl can get bigger. Because honestly, that's not in our DNA to be huge. From what I've seen in those categories, how big these women can get, and yeah, those are the sacrifices that they make. But then your voice gets deeper. It's a lot, and I've heard a lot of deaths by the time they hit the age 40. A lot of people have passed away because they're still using it. I mean, there is a right way to actually use that, but some people, I guess, they abuse it. So.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you about because I don't do bodybuilding, but I understand in that world, especially it seems like more in that world than powerlifting. A lot of people end up passing away from whatever PEDs they're using, and I know some young ladies personally and online that know more about drugs than me, and it's amazing that you see these women in bikini in the world of bikini power lift I mean bodybuilding, and they're on all types of stuff. So I wonder, how do you compete when you're natural? How do you keep up with those people willing to do more?
That's why I do the little local shows, because I feel like the to earn your pro card, maybe you might have to go that far. I'm up against, like, in my last show, I was up against people that I know for a fact I don't think was on anything. They weren't way bigger than me. And a lot of times you do true novice or you do novice, they're not gonna be big. I think it's the people that are in the more advanced shows, like the Arnold show and Olympia. When they go that far up, I think that's when you'll see people that are much bigger than you. And I honestly don't feel like I would go that far unless I do an actual natural show with like OCB. Because I don't think NPC, I think they have one natural show, but I don't know. It's rare that you see it online, but OCB has it, but they are very strict when it comes to the natural too.
Okay, cool. So maybe we can get our pro card, and we're gonna stay natty.
Yeah.
We gonna ride out our natty journey till the wheels fall off. Cause
Oh yeah.
me as an older guy, sometimes I wonder, and I just say, is this really worth staying natural, trying to lift this heavy stuff day after day? And every day the answer is yes.
Right.
so,
Right.
and one thing I think you highlighted on is all the people who unfortunately pass away from messing around with this stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember like back like 2, 3 years ago, it seemed like every week, especially on the male side, it was somebody dying in the world of
Mm,
bodybuilding, and it was quite alarming. And
right.
I believe a young lady just passed away. So, are these
Hmm.
drugs really worth your life?
No, they are not. When I see that, it's very sad. I mean, I guess some of them, they have sponsors and they feel like they got to keep up. You know, they're getting paid, most of them. So I guess that's why they keep going. But I know some that have retired, and I see why, because they don't want it to go that far for them to lose their life for it. It's not worth it at the end of the day.
Good point. Now, I was perusing social media this week, and
Hmm.
two interesting topics hit my plate. The first one was, and speaking of PED use and all that other stuff, in the strong woman competition, a young lady determined that she wanted to lie about her truth.
Mm.
She determined that it wasn't none of nobody's business, that she wanted to compete unfairly, and she was a natural born male. Once
Oh my
upon a
gosh.
time in her life, she discovered her truth and wanted to live her truth. But in this particular federation, the rules are very clear. You must be a natural born female at birth.
Right, right.
Whether or not you discover your truth or not, you have to be a female at birth. She knew this, signing up for the event, determined she wanted to hide it from everyone, and ended up winning the event by 1 point, and immediately got stripped of the title and had to surrender the money to the second place winner. But
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, how does that make you feel?
It's wrong. I mean, it's very unfair. I didn't know that. That's crazy because I've seen it happen in other, sports, but I never thought that that would happen in that particular sport, I should say. So, no, I think it's wrong, and I think they should just make them. I don't know why there isn't one, but they need to make a separate category because that population is growing. And I think if they want to participate in those things, they need to go and fight for their rights to have their own separate category to compete.
Good point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, me personally, as a person with a lot of trans friends, and some of my trans friends compete fairly and openly, and some of them are competing at a disadvantage because they have determined they want to do so. But one thing they do not do is lie about their truth and go around and cheating the system,
Right.
which is alarming. Now, I mean, I know this is not our community, so the best way for them to compete fairly is, like you said, that's find a league of our own. Whether or
Mhm.
not we have to build it up from the ground to it's very popular, okay. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think people forget that some things take time. Even the world of the popular sports that we all love started from nothing. Basketball started from nothing, almost
Mhm.
failed 1,001 times, and somehow they got it together. Football almost failed a
Yep.
thousand and one time. They got it together somehow. So I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure you can find a way where you can compete fairly with
Mhm.
other trans people in the sport that you love, and you don't
Right.
have to rob a woman of money, glory, and the honor of actually being a winner.
Mhm. That's true. I
Yeah, that's how
agree.
I felt about it. And
Yeah.
the next topic that just crossed my mind just a few minutes ago, and I just thought this was weird. And I was like, hey, I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman. I need to stay out of women business, but I got a woman coming on a podcast, so I can ask her about it. Summer Walker says she loves some plastic surgery. She loves a good plastic surgery. She want to go get nipped and tucked,
Yeah.
and she almost had a rib
It
removed
removed. I
so
saw
she
that.
she can have the snatch body. And as a
Yeah.
person who be putting in this work, I mean, I see you drenching to the point that the sweat is hitting the floor off your body. You're grinding for your body as a
Right.
woman, because I like to stay out of women business. How does this make you feel?
I mean, I can't. When it comes to celebrities, to each his own for real, because they have the money to waste. That's her thing. Obviously, she's making enhancements to her body. Me, all I want to do is lose weight. But she, she's I, how should I say? Because she had like several breast augmentations. So yeah, she wants to look very voluptuous and very sexy. I mean, at the end of the day, that's not my goal. There's some insecurities lying in there with her. Most of celebrities, I can imagine how much pressure they are under. Way worse than what we are going through in the bodybuilding community. So I don't know. To each his own. I can't really say much when it comes to celebrities. Now, if my sister was doing that and she was trying to compete next to me, I would have a problem. If that person was trying to compete, yes, I would have a problem. It's like if you were in my world trying to do this and you get a rib removed, that's cheating to me. You're not working for it.
Yeah, I find it quite interesting. One, I find it emotionally alarming because I'm just like, at what point does it stop?
Right. I mean, that's a whole Michael Jackson thing. It's insecurity. It's something that's, she need therapy for. Honestly, I think it's something you definitely need to talk to somebody. I think doctors should have a limit and say, you know what, you need to refer them to a therapist before they go on and keep doing this over and over. But doctors love money, so they're not going to stop.
Good point. They love them some money.
Right.
Now, recently it also came to my attention that Southwest is making our larger friends and family members who are over a certain amount of weight, if they cannot properly fit in the seat, unfortunately, they will no longer be able to get a free seat. They will have to pay for their seat. And certain
Mm-hmm.
people in the community have been
Uh-oh. Oh, lost you. Stop. Are we live? Okay, it look like it's coming back. I'll wait. What?
All right,
Yep.
that was ghetto. I got a phone call and it completely kicked me out. I don't know what's going on. Come on, get it together, StreamYard. I was saying that our larger friends are going to have to pay good money for an extra seat at Southwest. Some people say it's unfair. Some people say, hey, it is what it is, and I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Mm.
As I know we're very in shape, and most of the people in the world don't look like us. How do this make you feel on the fitness side, on the non-fitness side?
I mean, I'm not in their shoes. I don't know if I agree with Southwest. I guess yeah, because they're saving the seat. They're buying two seats when they really not shouldn't have two seats. And if that flight is full and I'm trying to get on that flight and I can't even get on because that flight is unavailable because they bought two seats. So I think that's unfair. So I see what Southwest is trying to do. At the same time, they're trying to make money off of it too, unfortunately. My thing is if there's a way, please just try to lose weight so you can be able to actually go and purchase one seat because you're wasting money at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Good point.
So
Do
yeah.
you really believe America is suffering from an obesity crisis? Now, let me point out that you, I, and most of the people that we surround ourselves with, we eat,
Hmm.
we sleep, we dream about this world of fitness. And most of the places that we go is 90% of the time in a gym where most of the people are extremely fit. But when
Right.
I go out here in the regular world, grocery shopping, to the mall, to the movies, it's rare, extremely rare. I see another person that looks like me, who's
Hmm.
extremely bracing their level of fitness. Even at the workspace that I go to my federal building at, there's
Hmm.
one person that's extremely fit,
Mm.
and everybody say that's my brother or that's my fitness brother or whatever, and they always make fun of him and call him Tank Top Tony because he comes in with a tank top and
Right, right.
he's ripped to the core. So, do you think America suffered from an obesity crisis, or this is something we all making up?
No, I think we are suffering from obesity crisis because it's not how should I put this? I mean, food is very expensive. Healthy food is very expensive. So to be on a diet, it's expensive. And then workout, I mean, the gym, even though you can move anywhere, right? There shouldn't be an excuse when it comes to working out, but gyms can be expensive. I mean, mine's is already about to go up to 179 a month for my
One
gym.
seventy
So
nine a month.
yeah, so people can't afford that. It's like
Go.
I know. So yeah, people I go to Lifetime Fitness. Very expensive gym, very yeah, very posh gym, but they have a cold plunge, they got, hot tub, they got all the good everything. They got all the bells and whistles. But yeah, so I feel like um
Well,
that's
time out.
that's a part of
Pause.
it.
Pause,
Okay.
kids. Now, before y'all get too excited and tap in the comments, this young lady is a medical doctor or has doctor in the title. So that
Yeah.
170 is like my $50 or $40 to her. So so
Right.
so that's good. Let's bring it back to her. Because somebody's about to say, where's she going from 170? What's she
Yeah.
doing on that? She doing?
Yeah, yeah, if you can afford it. Yeah, I completely understand if you can't afford something like that. I get it. But I definitely use it up. For sure. I'm in that gym every day. It's worth it. I do have a backup. Planet Fitness is my backup because it's down the street. Like if the weather's really bad, that's where I go. But yeah, as I was saying about that, it's it's the economy that makes people the size that they are. Most of them. Some of them is by choice. Some of them don't want to do anything. So yeah, I think we are in a crisis. I mean, a lot has changed when Michelle Obama was on board with the school system of serving healthier food in schools, and I think that's amazing because I think they're still doing that, so that could bring it down just a little bit with the younger generation. But yeah, I do believe we are going through a crisis right now.
Yeah, to me, I think it's very concerning because one thing I realize is why, we all as black people suffer from things that's already plotted to take us out of the game with our genetics, but why
Hmm.
help it along with bad choices?
Right.
We love, our fried foods, but yes, I believe in moderation or at least balance to whatever you're
Mm.
doing. And if it gets to the point where you can't get on a plane, you can't go to the mall, you can't go to certain stores because they don't carry your size, maybe maybe you should consider losing some weight. Now, even I
Right.
go to stores and I can't get my size. But you
Right.
don't hear me out here talking about the powerlifting community or men with muscles, body movement or nothing like that. I just either A, order it online or B, wait till they get it at the store.
Right.
But I see all the people out here who are on the little healthier side. If they don't have their size, they make a big deal out of it. And that's unfortunate when you know you're working yourself to an early grave.
Exactly. In the long run, yeah. I mean, especially in the black community, I think we should definitely do better. High rate of diabetes and high blood pressure, we should definitely do better. That's one of my main reasons why I work out the way I do. It's not just to look good or to do a show. I feel like I want to break that cycle when it comes to my family history. So yeah.
Outstanding. And I think you have a good point of one thing is about breaking the cycles of just bad eating habits. And
Hmm.
we keep on watching people do it and then we just choose to ignore it. Now, one thing I did mention when people don't want to work out, and one of my coworkers was telling me he's having that problem with his wife, and I was saying maybe because it's uncomfortable at first when a person get in that gym and they
Hmm.
haven't worked out in 15 to 20 years and their
Hmm.
body's extremely sore, they have a habit of wanting to run away from
Right.
fitness. Do you believe that's true?
Um, yeah. It all depends. Like they probably are uncomfortable a lot of times. I mean, it's foreign to them to go into a gym and they're embarrassed. Um, and they're afraid of injuries. And that's why you should always start with a trainer like I did. You don't want to go in there like lost. You want to go and you want to see, you want somebody to show you so you don't have you need a plan. I think going into the gym with no plan is the biggest mistake anybody can make. You go in the gym, waste time. You just get on a machine, you're wasting your time because it's not going to benefit you. It's good to have a trainer or have someone walk you through the gym or go over it on YouTube. I mean, there's no real excuse. If you can't get a trainer, you can look at it online. Instagram have plenty of websites or plenty of pages that will show you what you need to do. So yeah, that level of comfort, I mean, it comes with time. And I would suggest that he works out with her, show her, steps and things of what to do when you're at the gym.
He has suggested that, and I was like, "That's a good way to start." And
Hmm.
it didn't work, but that's a good start. It's a good start. So hey, I just believe, man. It's a certain like I fully tell people the truth. This ish ain't fun.
Right.
This ain't fun at all, especially as you get into your upper 40s. I'm 47 years
Yes.
old.
Oh wow. Okay.
Most people in their early 20s don't even look as good as me. I'm looking
Yeah.
as good as the guys in their 20s at the gym, the
Mm.
guys in their young 30s at the gym. I'm like, I'll see you in 17 years. When you're my age, hopefully you still doing this because I'm going to
Right.
be here in my
Right.
60s, still
I agree.
grinding.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
So it's getting more difficult when you get a little older. And trust and believe this ish ain't easy.
No,
But
it's not.
would you rather do this and live a difficult life, or would you rather die early in the game and go out painful?
Of course, you know
And
my answer. I think I would rather do this and live a difficult life. I mean, it's you just have to be careful. Like us, yeah, we're older. I'm 42, so yeah, you just have to be careful when you're out there training. You gotta, know your body, and if it's too heavy, it's too heavy. Don't risk it. I have had an injury in my 30s, late 30s. I've had an injury, a back injury, for lifting too heavy. And I had to stop doing RDLs altogether. So Romanian deadlift. So I only do it on a Smith machine. I'm not doing it free anymore. So yeah, so you have to be careful. Like I was on that back injury for like a year probably, and I had to stay away from working out, which was so hard for like 2-3 weeks. I was only doing cardio, and I felt worthless in that time. So yeah, I would rather do that. You just have to, ice yourself, take medication, take a Tylenol before you get in there. You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do.
or hey, option B, take the Steve Rogers, and you be back in there next week.
Right, right.
Now, my next question is, for us who are in the health and fitness space, all the peptides we want to use are still banned. They're still banned, and if you have them in your possession, you're going to jail.
Oh
But
wow.
yet, the federal government is going to give our overweight friends a peptide. They're going to give it to them for $50 every time they want it. They can get it for $50, and that's the big Ozempic. You can now get Ozempic,
Oh yeah.
Wegovy, and all these peptides for you. Our larger friends can get their peptides, but us people in the health space, you get a peptide, you going to jail.
That's
So,
wild.
how
That's
do you
wild.
feel about the federal government passing out peptides that people don't need for as actually a diabetes medication? I'm talking to a doctor now, so
Yeah.
I got somebody who can talk their talk. How do you feel about them passing out something that's not really meant for the public? Because I think this is going to be the next biggest lawsuit.
Right, right. I do have a PhD in health care. I'm not a medical doctor, but yeah, I do have my opinion on this. I do think it's not right because the number of medications that they do have for diabetics, especially the ones that can afford it. They're giving it. All the celebrities were taking it when it was a big boom last year. All the celebrities were taking it, and they were running out for the people who actually need it. So I think that's wrong. And even the ones that are low income, they don't have the opportunity to use it, and they need to start allowing them to use it, and allowing, if they don't have insurance, to basically not get it for free but get it for a very low cost. So I do think it's unfair, especially if they're not giving it to us, and we get in trouble. I think that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't think either one of us, overweight or bodybuilders, should benefit off of it, honestly, because it belongs to those individuals that have diabetes.
Hey, I was telling my coworkers yesterday, let's make the Wolverine peptide legal and affordable, and I will stop crying. Now, I mean, let's make the Wolverine peptide legal and affordable, and I will mind my business, and we can all have a good time out here. And I'll be looking right. I'll be chopped, super chopped up. I'll be back in my 20 days when I had the V.
Right, right.
I'll be ready for the magazines again. So hey, let's make the Wolverine peptide legal. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Me personally, if you need it, go get it for affordable prices. And if you don't
Hmm.
need it, I think you should stay away from it and choose this hard path because when you take a shortcut, it normally doesn't turn out too good.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you gain the weight right back when you do shortcuts. Yeah.
You gain the weight right back when you do shortcuts. My final question is: what is one quote or something that inspires you to go about your daily life?
Hmm. Um, God can never give you too much you cannot handle. That is it.
That is awesome. And on that note, we're gonna wrap this up. And as always, man, I appreciate your time,
Hmm.
and I truly love you because you are a good friend. And I'll look forward to hearing from you on my next check-in.
All right. Sounds good. Love you too.
All right, babe.
All
You have a
right.
great one.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Salute, kids.